to Sunday night. You.
OK, Nick, many thanks once again. Nick Miller there for us. That's BBC News at 10 on Thursday, the 2nd of February. More analysis, as we have every night, on the main stories over on BBC Two. Newsnight, just about to get underway. And it's Kirsty there, who's at the helm. And here on BBC One, our colleagues in the nations and regions, all standing by with the news where you are. But from all of us on the 10 team, thanks for watching and good night.
Thanks, Hugh. Hello, I'm Mary Rhodes, and you're watching Midlands Today. Good evening. An anti-knife crime campaigner has collected more than 300 blades across Gloucestershire over the past year to try and reduce violent crime in the county. Jasper Tate-Williams hands the weapons into police to be destroyed. They include a bundle of knives kept by a 15-year-old boy, handed over by his sister, as Steve Nibbs reports.
So I always carry a vest on me no matter what. I don't want to collect a weapon and unfortunately get attacked for no reason.
Over the last year, Jasper Tate-Williams has collected over 350 knives from across Gloucestershire, ready to hand them in to the police.
In this bag we've got quite a few different weapons, ranging from machetes to different types of bushwhacking tools as well.
Where did these come from?
So usually it's from parents, but sometimes the kids might come to me themselves and say that they really want to change their aspects of life. Thank you so much for bringing this to me.
And this is a stark example of why Jasper does what he does, as a woman hands over a collection of knives she found that belonged to her 15-year-old brother. We've protected her identity and changed her voice.
I found these in my brother's bedroom, all over the bed, under the bed.
How come you think your brother was carrying so many weapons?
To protect himself, he smokes a lot of weed, so that's paranoia. A lot of people out on the streets, they all carry knives, don't they? They don't feel safe on the streets anymore.
Jasper does all this for a reason. Just 6 years ago, he was caught carrying a knife and was handed an 18-month suspended sentence. He was fined, tagged for 6 months and given unpaid work. Now he wants knives, or weapons as he prefers to call them, off the streets for good.
I do have regrets about what I'd done when I was younger, but if I didn't do that when I was younger, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I'm very appreciative of what has happened. I have some weapons to drop off.
Next stop, the police station. Jasper's a regular visitor here for the right reasons these days, handing in the knives that he's collected. Jasper is committed to collecting the knives, knowing it can help make the streets he was born and brought up on safer, but he wants authorities to do more as well. Steve Nibbs, BBC Midlands Today, Gloucester.
Businesses in Digbeth claim they're working in the black hole of Birmingham because of a lack of funding to target knife crime. A meeting with council leaders and the police took place earlier to voice their concerns following the murder of Cody Fisher, who was stabbed to death on the dance floor of a nightclub in Digbeth on Boxing Day. Concerns about a man's mental health went unaddressed before he murdered his mother and stepfather, according to a report into the handling of the case. Anmal Chana was jailed for 36 years for killing Rupinder Basan and Jasbir Kaur at their home in Albury in 2020. An independent domestic homicide review found multiple agencies missed chances to pick up on evidence of psychosis before the murders took place.
All the authorities have recognised with this that there were gaps and there were opportunities that were missed, and then it's looking at, well, why were the gaps and why were the opportunities were missed, and then it's about let's put ourselves on a strong footing to make sure that we don't miss those opportunities and we don't have those gaps in the future.
3 teenagers have been arrested following the fatal stabbing of 20-year-old Bailey Atkinson in Walsall at the weekend. He was attacked on the High Street on Saturday morning. Police arrested 2 of the boys, aged 16 and 15, at a hotel in North Wales on suspicion of murder. An investigation is underway after a sculpture of Josiah Wedgwood was demolished by mistake as part of road widening works in Stoke-on-Trent. The red brick statue, the famous potter, had stood at Festival Park since 1986. Stoke-on-Trent City Council has apologised and says the bricks and the base will now be sensitively removed from the park. Bridgnorth's famous Cliff Railway is facing an uncertain future over concerns about the structure of a neighbouring wall. The Shropshire tourist attraction has been closed since December and 14 staff are facing redundancy. Joanne Riddle reports.
Bridgnorth Cliff Railway has been transporting people up and down the steep bank between Hightown and Lowtown since 1892, but the carriages are currently empty. The funicular railway closed in December when problems on a neighbouring wall were discovered. The owners, Dr Malvern Tipping and his 95-year-old mum, are keen to see repairs start.
Well, the effect has been nerve-wracking for all of us because we're all very concerned about what's going to happen to the Cliff Railway, management and staff alike.
I hate it because it's put so many people out of work, hasn't it? Apart from anything else, not us, other people. It takes all our lives.
14 of 16 staff have received redundancy notices.
Well, it's disappointing. I mean, we love the place so much. It's more a vocation than a job.
My wife also works on here as a cleaner, so it's hitting us both.
Bridgnorth Town Council says structural engineers and solicitors are investigating.
At this stage, I can't comment on how long the railway is going to be closed for. We need that in-depth structural report to enable us to make the decision on the best way forward for the wall. The primary concern for the council is the health and safety of everybody.
And while the Cliff Railway is closed, an alternative route from Lowtown to Hightown is via 200 steps. While investigations go on, the railway will remain closed. The owners promised staff he'll take them on again when it reopens. Joanne Riddle, BBC Midlands Today, Bridgnorth.
That's about it from us here on The Late Team. I'll leave you with a forecast from Sarah. From all of us here, have a very good night. Bye for now.
Evening to you. Nature's put on quite a show in the last 24 hours. We had a beautiful sunset last night. We had a gorgeous sunrise this morning. And we've had another very mild day. Next couple of days, continuing with that very mild weather. And actually, tomorrow we could do a little bit better for sunshine. Overnight tonight, it is a mixture of cloud and some clear spells, but the temperature's really holding up. 8, 9, possibly 10 degrees for some of us to start the day tomorrow morning. And yes, there will be cloud, but in the afternoon, a good chance of seeing that cloud breaking, some sunshine coming through. 13, maybe 14 Celsius. As we go over into the first half of the weekend, we've got an approaching weather front. It's going to move across us in the early hours of Sunday. Makes it a much colder day on Sunday. You really notice the difference, but there'll be lots of sunshine. I'll leave you with the forecast for the next few days.